My disabled sister-in-law is furious with me because I helped take my niece to events she couldn't go to, and said that her daughter needs to learn that she can't have everything in the world, that she was born into her family, not mine, and that I need to back off. Posted by you/helpfulashant. I have a niece, Gigi, 10F, who is the daughter of my brother Chris and his wife Anna. Anna became disabled when Gigi was 4, it was triggered by an infection, and ever since, she has been mostly using a wheelchair. Obviously, this has been hard on their family. Anna was the center of their home, even though she had a demanding job. She had to quit her job, which is tough on their finances, and she is no longer able to be as involved with Gigi's school and extracurricular activities due to her fatigue and accessibility issues. I help as much as I can, school pickup and driving her to dance practice, going to school events if Chris can't make it, such as chaperoning field trips. My husband and I even took Gigi to Disneyland with us over the summer. I only do what I'm asked to do and within the boundaries of what I have time to do, as I have my own child, just whatever I can do to make things easier for their family and for Gigi, so she doesn't miss out. Gigi's school is organizing a Christmas market. She and her friends volunteered to do a booth, which basically means the parents, lol. She asked me to be part of it because Chris is really busy with work around the holiday period. I confirmed with Chris that this was the case, and he was really enthusiastic about me doing it because it involves crafts, which he doesn't have time for. He is helping construct the physical booth, though. So I got my daughter involved, and Gigi and her friends came over to my house to make stuff for the booth all together. We are even making costumes. I thought I was doing a good thing, and Gigi seems so excited. But on Friday, Anna called me and chewed me out. Apparently, she was never okay with me being involved with the booth. She said Chris building it was enough, and I should have just stayed out of it. I said that Gigi asked me because they needed adults to help out on the day, but Anna said she was sick of me taking over all the mom stuff and that Gigi needed to learn that if her parents couldn't make it, that's just the way it is. She can't just replace Anna with me. I told her that that seems unfair to Gigi, to not be able to do things just because one of her parents isn't able to be there. There have been times I've taken Gigi to birthday parties that need supervision at places like trampoline parks, or taken her to dance competitions where she just didn't want to be the only one there without a female adult to help her change or do her hair and makeup. If I hadn't done those things, Gigi probably would have missed out. Anna said, well, that was Gigi's reality and she can't just ignore the fact that Anna is her mother and this is the family that she was born into, not mine. I ended up telling Anna that I never meant to disrespect her, but that I made a commitment to Gigi and to the other parents, so I'm going to do the booth. But after that, if she and Chris want me to step back, then I will. Honestly, I'm really upset about the whole thing. I have my own child, it's not like I'm trying to play mom to Gigi, I just want her to feel supported and not miss out on anything. Chris does his best, but he works crazy hours to support Anna and Gigi. I thought it was a good thing that they had a village to help out, as Anna's family isn't local. I thought since Gigi would come to me for these things that we were doing right by her. It seems so unfair that she should not have the same experiences as her friends because of something out of everyone's control. But I'm not her parent, and Anna is, and if Anna doesn't mind Gigi missing out, then maybe that's not my business. My own mom thinks Anna is being unfair to Gigi with this request, but my mom was the super involved type, and I know there are tons of kids whose parents don't make it to everything. So maybe we're just an overbearing type, and I went too far. Am I the jerk? /relevant comments. Commenter. I can't see anywhere on your post if you, Chris, or Gigi asked Anna if it's okay, what she thinks, etc. You all are acting like she doesn't exist, and her opinion doesn't matter. I spared Gigi because she is 10, but both you and Chris are jerks by rubbing salt on Anna's wounds, who is already feeling she is useless. Ops response. Chris says he did. I'm not privy to the conversations Chris has with Anna, or even that Gigi has with Anna. Chris told me he has run everything past Anna. When Chris needs a favor, it's him who calls me. I just assume he has spoken to Anna. Downloaded comment or two. But why are you so comfortable talking to Chris only? Don't you think Anna deserves the respect of being included in these discussions, not just being someone Chris runs these matters past after your initial discussion with him? It sounds to me like you've made very little effort to include Anna, despite the fact that Gigi is her daughter as well as Chris's. You are heavily involved in their daughter's life. Both of them should be part of every discussion. How would you feel in her shoes? If you suffered a life-changing accident and your sister-in-law only talked to your husband about stuff concerning your child, would you be happy as the parent things just get run past? Ops response. Because Chris is my brother, he's my primary point of contact for his family. It's not about not respecting Anna, I've always mainly communicated with Chris, even in the 5 years they were together before even having Gigi. I have a husband. I'm not part of every conversation he has with his family, and he's not part of every conversation I have with mine. We relay the important information to each other. Is this not normal? We're not on three-way calls with each other's siblings. If I call my mom and organize to do something, we organize it, and I let my husband know. That's the same across our whole family. We don't consider it disrespectful to communicate with one half of a married couple, we just assume they are having discussions when they need to about decisions. Commenter 3. Info: do you like Anna? I find it confusing, because on one hand you are very generous to help out with Gigi, and on the other hand you don't seem to have any empathy for Anna at all. You're talking a lot about all that Gigi might be missing out, but so is Anna. Have you ever checked in with her, trying to see how she can be involved? Ops response: I have an endless amount of sympathy for what Anna's been through. I wouldn't wish it on anyone, and I imagine it's a daily challenge. On a personal level, I wouldn't say I like or dislike Anna. She loves Chris, and if you love someone I love and you're good to them, to me you're golden. Would I choose to hang out with her solo on a random afternoon? No. And I wouldn't be her choice of companion either. But I would never purposely damage her relationship with her child or do anything to intentionally hurt her feelings. We are just not close on a personal level, but I have the utmost respect for the fact that she's Gigi's mom and my brother's wife. I've always loved communicating with her to Chris, because that just seemed natural. I was not looking for ways to exclude her. It's just that for me, when you talk to one half of a married couple, you're kind of assuming they're a team in terms of permissions. Commenter 4. You're not the jerk. Hopefully Anna will cool off and be able to see it from your point of view. I think you've got to approach this generously, and see it as a part of being disabled. It's not about you, it's her grief at the life she could have had and expected to, before this life-destroying infection. Now she feels like she can't be a good mother to her daughter, and she feels like you're outdoing her with her own kid. It's not about you, it's about Anna's powerlessness and grief. It's about the illness and the disability. Let it cool off, and then see if you can approach it from a place of support and understanding. Op adds an edit to her post. Because I see this coming up a lot, the reason the craft session was at my house is because one of the other girls was supposed to host it, but the house is small for all the girls to be taking over the whole living room. The mom also has another child and was worried about supervising all the kids the whole day. She messaged me privately and asked if I had the space and time to host, and I did. Anna and Chris's place doesn't really have the space in the common area to accommodate the craft making, and I know how stressed Chris is by play dates and probably wouldn't have wanted it at their house. I thought I was helping out that mom by saying yes. I say yes to most things, not because I'm trying to push anyone out or take over, but I guess being a stay-at-home mom to one kid, I feel like it's only fair I should take on a bit of extra kid stuff for other parents where I can. Op adds a second edit to her post. For anyone asking about Anna being driven to things, driving Anna would mean I would need Chris's car, which he needs for work because he needs to haul stuff around. We can't swap cars because mine can't be used for that stuff. So for me to drive Anna in Chris's car, Chris needs to also not be busy, in which case he wouldn't need help. Chris does drive Anna to dance recitals and sports activities when he is available. Update 10 days later. Hi. A lot of people asked for an update, and so many people were really kind and helpful, so I thought I would provide one. Chris and Anna came over the weekend to discuss everything. Just for any avoidance of doubt, Chris always made Anna aware of what I was doing with Gigi, and Anna has confirmed this when we met. A lot of people thought maybe Chris was not relaying the information to her, but that is not the case. Obviously, the first topic was what prompted Anna to contact me. It turns out there's a myriad of things that led to it. First, a few weeks ago, she read Gigi's journal while using her tablet and was hurt by what she read. I'm not going to be sharing what Gigi said out of respect for her privacy, but it's what you'd imagine a kid in her situation would say, just obviously sucks for a parent to read. Anna says she's been continuing to check Gigi's journal as a way to connect with her because since the school year, Gigi has been busy with schoolwork and extracurriculars and is not home/engaging a lot when she is. She knows this is wrong and has stopped doing it now, but she and Chris agreed they're going to make sure Gigi's school counselor is aware she might be struggling a bit more than she lets on. Second, Anna recently connected with a woman through an online community who said she doesn't let her kids participate in anything that's not completely accessible for her. Anna says she has tried to soft-launch this concept with Chris, but Chris said he never understood the full scope of what she was suggesting, and Anna felt like he wasn't taking her seriously, which is why she decided to go straight to the source, aka me. The third part of this is that Anna has been wanting to move closer to her family. Chris has shut this down, as they can't afford to move. It'll be tougher for him to find work there, the education is not as good statistically, Gigi is comfortable here, and Anna's home county, let's just say, doesn't offer a very diverse cultural or political experience. It's also very rural. Chris also cited the lack of support system there, because while Anna has family, they all have large families of their own and are not financially stable, and he worries about relying on them. This reasoning especially hurt Anna's feelings, which is what caused her to lash out at me, whom she saw as the main reason Chris didn't want to move, although that's not the case. From the discussion, it seems Anna and Chris are really at an impasse about the move, and Anna said she has considered moving on her own. Anna went on to say that I'm not who she'd have picked for a female role model for her daughter, to which I said I'm not trying to be one. I'm just trying to make sure Gigi doesn't miss out on important childhood experiences, but I reiterated that I'm not going to force my help on them if it's not a 2-yes situation, because I wouldn't want any of my in-laws to do that. Chris and Anna strongly disagree on this issue, and it was just evolving into an argument that I think they should have in private. So until they settle that, I've decided to help with driving only, no extra activities. And I'm also going to try and help with non-Gigi stuff so that it might free Chris up a little to do more things. I'm going to take over grocery shopping, and hopefully talk Chris into at least letting me out some money towards the cost, and I've asked an accountant friend to get in contact with Chris. She can maybe do an audit of their finances and see where they can move things around to lighten the load. Maybe not, but it's worth a shot. My husband and I are thinking of getting Chris a gas card for Christmas to help with expenses. If anyone has ideas how to help without being overbearing, I'm open to suggestions. So, for now, I think it's best that I do step back on extra activities with Gigi. I'm not here to cause issues in anyone's marriage, and I do think of parenting as a 2-yes, 1-no thing for the most part. Fundamentally, I think a lot of you were right. This has ended up being more about Chris and Anna's marriage than anything to do with me. There's more going on there that I won't share because it's not really relevant and private between them, but they need to work it out, and I'm definitely not going to insert myself by going off Chris's preferences when I know one parent isn't okay with it. This is a very complex situation, and I really just want the best for everyone, contrary to some people's belief, so I'm just going to focus on the ways I can make an impact. I feel bad that Gigi might be hurt that I'm less active in the new year, but I'm also hopeful that Chris and Anna will use the Christmas break to really talk and figure out a path forward. If I've missed anything, please let me know, but otherwise, thank you to everyone who commented and especially to disabled parents who shared their perspective with me. /relevant comments. Commenter. This is a hard read for me. My mother is disabled, and it has changed what she can do, and what we can do as a family. But she would never put limits on me. I am an adult with my own just grown-up kids now, or prevent me from having experiences just because she can't do things. I understand Anna is sad and limited, and the world is not set up well for disabled people, and it's awful. I feel for her. But to limit your own child's life deliberately is so wrong. I applaud you for allowing Gigi to have other experiences, and honestly, it's normal for aunts and grandmas to do things with their family members when mothers can't. Let's face it, not everyone has the time, nor inclination, to be glitter crafting with a bunch of preteens. Ops response. I agree. It's not a choice I would make. But seeing how hostile things have gotten between Chris and Anna over this issue, I know it's spilling into their home, and if me stepping back or helping in other ways can alleviate that pressure, then that's what I'm going to do. I'm just really hoping that by taking some of the burden off Chris, he's going to be able to spend more time with Gigi. I'll teach him how to do hair and makeup for dance if I have to lol. I don't want to unwittingly be a roadblock in someone's marriage or family life, but I really want to help how I can. Commenter 2. Honestly, it sounds like they're heading for a divorce. It seems to me that Anna isn't handling her situation well, which I understand, but she's desperately trying to grasp at solutions that just aren't viable. They need the help, but she doesn't want it to be you. She wants to move to her family, but they can't afford the loss of work, stability, or reliable assistance. She wants to be involved in every part of her daughter's life, but that would limit her daughter's life drastically. Anna is desperate, but she's expressing it in destructive ways. Is Anna seeing a therapist who specializes in disability? Because without some supportive mental health help with her condition, the outcomes are these: Anna leaves to live with her family and causes a divorce, then realizes her country has even fewer resources and assistance in a rural area for mobility accommodations. Anna stays, continues to get bitter and lash out at her family, and causes a divorce through a complete lack of emotional management. Or, lastly, Anna kills herself out of misery and feeling left behind. I don't know what all you can, or even should, do in this situation, but Anna's mental health is getting pretty damn dire if she's being this irrational about things. It's a sign of how she's handling her disability transition. Ops response. I don't believe she's in therapy, but don't quote me. I know that insurance covered a kind of therapy as she was adjusting to her disability, but it was a short course of therapy/counseling because I remember when it ended. I don't know or think long-term therapy is covered. But I could be wrong. Chris has never mentioned therapy. Chris very much doesn't want a divorce, even though, from what I gathered from the conversation, they seem to be functionally separated, although they live together. But Chris can't afford to pay for a second household, nor would he ever want to leave Anna with no income. Commenter 3. I wonder if Anna met this other woman in an online support group she's trying to use as a therapy replacement. There are some fantastic ones, but also a lot of toxic disability support groups, as there are so many people with internalized ableism. In those, people rarely make an effort to learn about disability advocacy best practices and instead get drawn deeply into depressive and rage-filled content. Those in them often become bitter about themselves or the inaccessible world we live in which case it's so easy to overcompensate for that by doing things, like forcing your daughter to only do what you can do. The crappiest part about that is, in the long run, it creates more ableism. Specifically, a really high chance of Gigi and everyone else around her and Anna resenting disabled people and accessibility. Ops response. That's very possible. Or for socializing. Not that I know much about her social life. But yeah, I know that whatever forum you find yourself on, there are people with extreme resentment and anger, preying on people's bad feelings. Commenter 4. Poor Gigi. Yet another adult is abandoning and neglecting her, and it's all because of her mother's selfishness. Ops response. I'm not neglecting her. I'm still going to do pickups and drop-offs. My hope is that if I can help out in other ways, it'll free up some of Chris's time so he can step in. I also hope that Chris and Anna can talk things through and come to a compromise. But I don't think it can be a good idea to knowingly go against Anna and cause constant unrest in their home. That's not my child, and that's not my marriage. Additional info from Up. I'm Up. I just realized the post got posted here, and I hope you don't mind me hijacking your comment, but I think I need to clear something up in case anyone sees this. Anna isn't racist. Anna and I are like oil and water, we always have been. She disapproves of my not working, the fact that I've had cosmetic surgery, and my values, not race-related, and I don't think my life is any of her business, so I just have nothing to say to her. And that's always been the case. We are just very different. She wouldn't want her daughter growing up like me, just like I wouldn't want my daughter growing up like her. I wasn't really offended by her comment. I know what she meant. It's not to do with racial undertones. Sorry, I just feel like I need to make that as clear as I can, because regardless of my feelings about Anna, I would never want her being painted as a hateful person like that, because to my knowledge she is not.